All right, I had a crazy dream last night. Actually, I had two crazy dreams last night, but I'm coming specifically to share one that really stemmed from two heart to heart conversations I had with coaching clients yesterday. These coaching clients were, just overwhelmed. They're feeling a lot of fear, they're feeling a lot of unknowing, uncertainty. That just that pressure to perform, that pressure to achieve, that pressure to do, whether it was from a financial perspective or their own expectations. And sometimes we can do that. We can compare ourselves to where we think we need to be versus where we are, and we feel like we're not achieving. And as an Enneagram 3, that is something I'm always cognizant of. I'm always on the move, but I want to meet that person one day, right? I want to get to heaven and be like, whew, it's nice to meet you. I've been chasing you my whole life, because I feel like if we ever get to a place of a comfort zone, we have become stagnant, and therefore momentum won't grow. And so when people teach you that they want to eventually have what is the word I'm looking for? A passive income, to get paid while you're sleeping, to have people turning profit while you're in bed. That's awesome. And I love systemizing and automating for us to be able to do that. But at the very same time, I can assure you that doesn't mean the next day you get to rest. The next day you have to continue to activate, you have to be consistent and show up. And so the dream was all around these conversations, and I had been specifically depositing what I believe God's viewpoint and vantage point is over our overwhelm, over our lack of trust, over our fear of stepping out of the boat. And so I imagined myself in the middle of my dream on a ropes course, and this kind of epiphany of how and the analogy actually plays out to entrepreneurship. So think about a ropes course. If you've never been to one, I'd love to take you. I love like pushing people out of their comfort zone, and there's one in Virginia Beach that's really fun. So if you think about it, when you get harnessed in, right? You're locked in. You're locked into the belief system that this is going to secure you, that this is going to hold you tight, that no matter where you are in the middle of the course, you're connected and you are in line. I hope you know where I'm going with this already. And you have a provision, a promise that you are not going to fall because you are connected to the one who keeps you secure. All right, here comes the analogy piece of the entire thing. As you enter into the platform, you have a lot of options. You have a lot of places that you can go. You can stay based on the level. I believe like there's a purple level, which is like for the little ones. There's a yellow, just like a ski slope, that's kind of beginner. There's a green that's intermediate. Then you get to black and double diamond and all the things, right? There's all these layers of experience. And some of us like to just jump right into the double black. Like, I got this, I can do this. But you have never trained on the purple. You have never trained on the yellow. You have never trained on the green or the blue or the regular single black, and you want to dive all in. And I, as well as the person who is securing you to all of these dreams and visions, are excited for you to do that and to create that eagerness for you and to be alongside you when you want to do that. However, it really starts in the training zone. All of the consistency, all of the showing up for yourself. It's just like working out. You don't get to go from the pant size that you started with to the pant size that you want overnight, right? It's a process, it's a journey, and we're constantly learning. So I want you to choose the level of where you currently are based on the tools that you currently have. You cannot just jump the gun. You cannot just jump the line, right? It's a becoming journey. I say that all the time with intention, because I literally am living it out. And I'm connected to people all around me, whether they're podcast guests or they're in Clubhouse or they're on LinkedIn or I follow them on Facebook or Instagram, and they're a lot farther ahead of me. And the things that I want to do, that I eagerly see them doing, I'm like, I could do that. I can jump on in and do it. But I can assure you, even if I decided to take the double black right out the gate, I would end up falling off track. I would end up losing my grip. I have tried it, by the way, and it is very, very hard. I actually had to like wave my white flag halfway through and sit on the pedestal until the worker ran over to help me down, which was also scary. Think about that analogy. It was also scary to quit halfway and then get off the course and having to start over. It was also a bit embarrassing because everybody's watching you and you have to call it out loud, right? So being honest with where you're at allows you not only to have that emotional intelligence of what you can handle at this point in your life, Also, understanding emotional intelligence isn't just about you. I've taught this before. It's also about your environment and the people that are connected to you, right? So you individually, your relationships, and also your environment. Okay, so if you aren't fully ready to equip yourself into the next level, it's really important for you to stay where you're at with the anticipation of moving to the next one when those tools have been used, when that muscle has been built, when that fear has been eliminated because you're stepping out of the boat in the current state of the waters, right? Okay, so think about this, right? The next piece that I want you to know is when you are actually on the course. At this point, it doesn't matter what course you've chosen, what color you've chosen, what system you have in place, what automation you have in place, what knowledge or tool belt you have, what title is next to your name, okay? I'm speaking to everyone at the same time. Part of the process at the end of every element is you have to unlock one, stay secured to the one behind you. Before this one is hooked on, you cannot unhook this one. So there is a timing to everything that you're doing, a critical timing. And so knowing that until this one is locked in and you've got it going, you cannot let go of the last thing that you were doing. Then you move on, right? And now you're hooked between two obstacles. The obstacle that you just achieved and the obstacle that you're about to step into. This is your recalibration zone. This is your alignment point. This is your centering time to refoot yourself on the foundation, get rid of the energy and exert what just happened, and get prepared for what's ahead. It's going to be a new challenge. What you think you unlocked in the last course isn't going to be the thing that you're going to unlock in the next course. And this is a continual process of evolution in your business, in your mind, in your heart, in your physical being, in your relational connection. Think about the person that's ahead of you on the course. Think about the person that you want to reach, or maybe they're a couple rungs up above you, right? So another part of my dream, I told you I had two last night, was with somebody who is above me and ahead of me, both the things, okay? And in the middle of my dream, I told myself, I saw the person, I didn't actually know who the person was, but I just saw someone ahead of me. And if you know me, that's like kind of my energy all the time. I spotted them out and I said, I'm going to catch them. We were in two different vehicles, which I think is very important for us to recognize. I teach and coach people from so many backgrounds. You don't have to be a business coach for me to coach you, right? I teach people in multi-level marketing realm. I teach them in boutiques. I teach them in coaching. I teach them in therapy. I teach them in healing. I teach them in mindset, right? There's so many different things, and there's so many different modalities by which your business is going to run, right? My harness is different than your harness. It's at a different measurement zone, right? And so you need to recognize that just because they're driving that car doesn't mean that's the car God made for you. Doesn't mean that's the harness intended for you. Okay? So I pointed them out. I was like, I'm catching this. So I caught up to the person. I looked over at the stop sign. I know exactly where I was in La Jolla, California. I was driving a motorcycle the last time. Actually, I was riding a motorcycle behind my husband. But this time I was in a convertible car. And I look over and I see the huge smile of the person. I know exactly who it is. And he says, "Hey, Tamra, you caught up to me." And that is going to be like etched into my mind until I get to share it with him, which I'm hoping he's coming on my podcast soon. So that's going to be an opportunity for me to share. And then we both gunned it at the same time from this, going the exact same direction at the exact same speed. So it's crazy. Both of these happened in one night. And I just believe that the Holy Spirit deposited them directly for me to be able to gift them back to you, but also for me personally, to recognize that I'm not to the top tier. I'm not on the double black, y'all. And I'm going to be completely transparent about that. I am still in my becoming process. But what I'm doing every single time I finish the obstacle, I have one hooked in. I am hooking myself up for the next one, but then I am telling you it's time for you to go. I'm yelling across the course and saying, come on. The water is warm. Jump on in. And remember, ultimately, even though I'm on the other side as the example, I am not your security. I'm not your security blanket. I'm not your security harness. He is. For every single step. I can showcase my methodology, but I can assure you when you're on that course, you're going to use a different muscle that I didn't tap into, that I didn't need perhaps. Maybe there's a different mindset that you have to get across that I didn't have because I was a gymnast for 16 years or I was an entrepreneur for the last decade and a half, right? Do you understand how it's different? But yet I'm here as your cheerleader, I'm here as your coach, I'm here as the person ahead of you, and I want to teach you all the tools to get across the course and to elevate. I want to elevate us to the next level. So I hope that speaks to you. To the women who will tune into this, who I had the opportunity to just hear your heart yesterday, thank you for sharing it. Thank you for motivating me. Thank you for reminding me of my purpose on this journey and allowing me to be a vessel for the Holy Spirit to share with you the things that He's teaching me every single day. You guys, I love you so much, and I pray blessings over your business and your day.